Good evening, everyone, and welcome to your Wednesday virtual pub quiz with NYC Trivia League and Quiz Night America. My name is Meredith. I'm going to be your host this evening. Thank you all so much for joining us here tonight. Hope you're doing all right out there. It's been a pretty wild 24 hours. Lots of feelings. Yeah. I'm glad you're joining us for some trivia, getting together with your group, chatting about something a little different. Let's take our minds off of what's going on in our world and instead talk about some minutia in all sorts of different categories here this evening. Come play with us. This is where you can get yourself signed up for tonight's game. That is quiz.nyctrivialeague.com. Once you get to the website, you're going to notice we're looking for some basic sign-up details. This includes a team name, an email address, and then you're going to find a drop-down menu that asks you whether you are or are not a part of the league. Whatever your league status may be, we welcome you to play with us here this evening. We're well into season 60 of NYC Trivia League. It is a 10-week season. As it stands currently, after week 7, in the top spot here, we've got We Drink and We Know Things. And in that 10th spot, we've got Roomies with the Zoomies. Congrats to our top 10 teams. For a full list of the standings for season 60, you can head on over to nyctrivialeague.com/standings to see how your team is doing thus far in season 60. All of that aside, tonight, we're going to be playing 4 rounds of trivia. Our first 3 topics are question and answer style rounds, and our fourth and final category of the evening is a picture round. So that means, of course, the majority of our quiz here tonight is going to be made up of those question and answer style themes. And here's how those rounds are going to work. I'm going to ask you a question out loud. As I ask that question, it will pop up directly on your virtual answer sheet at quiz.nyctrivialeague.com, meaning that you will be able to see the question as I'm asking it. Some of the questions may have multiple choice options. You'll find the vast majority of our questions this evening are going to be short answer in their structure. Enter in the response that you believe to be correct, and then click the button that says Submit Answers before your 20-second countdown timer expires. All of the questions in these first 3 rounds are going to have a 20-second countdown timer. It can be sneaky and catch up on you. Always make sure you click Submit Answers before it's too late. Let's say you enter in a response and you want to change your answer and you still have some time left on that timer. I encourage you to do so. Please kindly enter in a new updated response. Just be careful that you click Submit Answers again so that I have your most up-to-date response. Additionally, if you spell something incorrectly, don't worry about that too much. I am able to see what you have put as your response, and I'll do my very best to make sure that if you deserve to get a point, you get that point. If you're just joining us, hi, welcome. I'm Meredith. I'm going to be your trivia host here this evening. Play with us. This is where you get signed up with your fully interactive virtual answer sheet. That is quiz.nyctrivialeague.com. Once you get to that website, enter in a team name followed by an email address, and then let us know whether you are or are not a part of the league. We want you here regardless of your league status. It can be super casual here this evening. Our fourth and final category of the evening is where things are going to get a little bit different. At that point, it will be time for the picture round. The picture round is structured a little bit differently than the rest of the quiz, and I'm going to walk you through those specifics when we get to that point in the evening. Before we dive into our first category of the night, I do have 2 simple rules that I kindly ask that you all abide by here tonight. Rule number 1, there is no cheating in this game. Cheating is looking the answers up in any way, shape, or form. Please refrain from cheating. Rule number 2, do not give away the answers in the chat. Genuinely a pleasure hearing from you all in the chat. keep that conversation flowing throughout the evening. People curious about my background. I am playing around with a green screen. I used it, as you likely recall, for our game last week, our Halloween quiz. And I just am seeing what I can do with it. Getting a little themed over here with a fall background, feeling cozy. So yeah, I'm at home. It's just a little different, just for fun. And what else? I think that's it. Really, we've got those rules covered. We've got the structure of the game covered. Let's go ahead and dive right on in to our first category of the evening. Welcome, welcome, everybody, from our first team to get signed up here tonight, the Oslo Condition, to our most recent team to join us, Spooning Leads to Forking. Welcome to the quiz and best of luck in tonight's game. Round number 1 this evening is in the category of glad to be here. I'm glad to be here. I'm glad you're here. Glad is our key word in round number 1. Round 1, question number 1. What Empress of Soul was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 1996 along with her backup singers, the Pips? The glad that's coming up in your first answer here is Gladys Knight. Gladys Knight and the Pips in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. A good start. 86% of you got that one right. Question number 2. Mathematician Gladys West contributed to modeling the shape of Earth via satellite, work later incorporated into GPS. What does the acronym GPS stand for? Gladys West, loosely one of the people upon whom the movie Hidden Figures was based. GPS stands for Global Positioning System, is your correct response for number 2. Continuing a strong showing here for question 2. Well done. Question number 3 in Glad to Be Here. In Ridley Scott's upcoming film Gladiator 2, Paul Mescal stars as Lucius Verus, son of what character portrayed by Russell Crowe in the 2000 movie Gladiator? There's a lot of good early buzz about Gladiator 2. Gotta be totally honest, I've never seen the first Gladiator, and I'm going to in the next couple weeks here leading up to this new one. I'm pumped to watch it, finally. uh, that character played by Russell Crowe is Maximus Decimus Meridius. If you just put Maximus or Maximus Meridius, I'm gonna give you all that point. Question number 4. Jeanette McCurdy, who starred on what Nickelodeon series from 2007 to 2012 alongside Miranda Cosgrove, wrote a 2013 memoir brutally called I'm Glad My Mom Died, detailing her difficult relationship with her abusive mother. Name that show on which she starred. Team 578, you're so right. That year is incorrect. That's a way more recent. It's supposed to say like 2023. I think that the one is wrong. Thank you. Will fix. The show that Jeanette McCurdy was on alongside Miranda Cosgrove is iCarly. Your correct answer. iCarly. Thank y'all. I appreciate it. Gonna fix it. Question 5. The song Glad You Came peaked at number 3 on the Billboard Hot 100 chart in 2012. It is the first and so far only top 10 hit in the US for which of the following UK boy bands? All of which I've never heard of. Let's see if you have. I'm Glad You Came. Is it by McFly, Take That, Blue, or The Wanted? The sun comes down, the stars go out. I'm very familiar with this one. Didn't know that it's by The Wanted. The Wanted are Glad You Came. Well done. You knew. 71% of you did. Question number 6. What actress was nominated for the Academy Award for Best Actress in 2024 for portraying Molly Burkhart in Killers of the Flower Moon? It's not Joey Gladstone, the character played by Dave Coulier on Step by Step, pardon me, Full House. Ooh, 90s sitcoms jumbled in the brain, but rather the wonderful actress Lily Gladstone. Your correct answer for number 6. One team put Joey Gladstone. Thanks for the shout out. Our next one here, question 7. What Strangers with Candy and the Mandalorian actor portrayed the nosy neighbor Gladys Kravitz in the 2005 movie version of Bewitched? That Bewitched movie circa 2005 starred Nicole Kidman, Will Ferrell, and as Gladys Kravitz, the nosy neighbor, the wonderful Amy Sedaris is your correct answer for number 7. 59% of you got it right. On to question number 8. The first National Spelling Bee, now known as the Scripps National Spelling Bee, took place in 1925 and saw 11-year-old Frank Neuhauser take the top spot by correctly spelling what flower, sometimes called a sword lily? Luckily for you, this is not the National Spelling Bee, so if you spelled it wrong, I will still make sure you get a point here. If you pluralized it, fine. When Frank Neuhauser spelled it correctly, it was singular, which is gladiolus, your correct answer. Gladioli, the plural of gladiolus. Question 9. What iHeartRadio podcast hosted by Bowen Yang and Matt Rogers won the GLAD Media Award in 2024 for Outstanding Podcast? Bowen Yang, who I saw online today. It's his birthday. Happy birthday, Bowen Yang. And Matt Rogers, hosts of Las Culturistas, is your correct answer for number 9. Our toughest question of the game thus far. And of course, you have just been...
It's Saturday Night Live!
SNL. Yes, happy to pull it up whenever we can. SNL. Question 10, our final question in this glad to be here round. Named for a biblical duo, what 2013 nonfiction book by Malcolm Gladwell is subtitled Underdogs, Misfits, and the Art of Battling Giants? That Malcolm Gladwell book is called David and Goliath. Your correct answer for number 10. 94% of you got it right. A great way to end our first round. Welcome to the players who joined us since the game began. Thank you so much for being here. Let's check in with our top teams. Right now, in a tie for 10th with 8 points each, Tenet Logic. That's complicated. Swearwolves, Team Cockroach, The Next Circle of Hell. Feeling, I relate, yeah. Uma Thermos, Mose and Mecco pieced it together. Chi-Chi's Forever. Everybody, look at my fancy butthole. Team Cockroach, tied in 5th with 9 points. So we drink and we know things. Hoop-de-doo, Let's Get Some Stew, Moose and Squirrel, The Barfiest Nando, and The Oslo Condition. And a 4-way tie for the lead right now between 2 for the drinks, 2 for the snacks. Ghost of the Mountains, Team 578 and Team 578. All right, we're going to get into our second round momentarily, but first, we do private events. Did you know? And we'd absolutely love to work with you. The holidays are just around the corner. We got Thanksgiving coming up. Thanksgiving, as well as Christmas and Hanukkah and Kwanzaa and the New Year. We'd love to celebrate with you. We could put together a trivia quiz customized to your interests. So reach out to me, whether you're looking for a personal gathering or a corporate event. There's my email address, meredith@nyctrivialeague.com. I'd love to work with you. Since you play with us here in this virtual setting, you already know what we're all about. You know what we're bringing to the table. So, that makes things just a little easier for everybody here. We'd love to work with you. Hope to hear from you soon. Let's get into our second round of the night. It is in the topic of, and sometimes, why? In round number 2, all of your answers are going to contain the letter Y as the only vowel in the word. Let's do it. Question 1. Mudang, who became an internet star in September 2024, is what type of small hippopotamus known to be reclusive and nocturnal? Truly, nothing like a baby hippo to bring us all together. I don't know if you all remember the Cincinnati Zoo had Fiona the hippo like 10 years ago. So tiny, so cute, before Mudang came in and stole the show. Mudang is a pygmy hippopotamus. Also very cute. Very into Mudang. 85% of you got it right. Also, that's like another sly shout out to Bowen Yang here, who played Mudang on SNL. Number two, clogged sebaceous glands. Are one of the most common reasons that what kind of abnormal growth may appear on the skin. A clogged sebaceous gland can form a cyst. Cyst is that word that contains a Y as its sole vowel. Question three. Director Paul Feig and actress Melissa McCarthy have collaborated on 4 films together: The Heat, Bridesmaids, Ghostbusters, and what 4th film that Feig said he made because he knew nobody would ever let him direct a real James Bond film? A good pairing, Paul Feig and Melissa McCarthy. I like all those movies. This one, really good if you haven't seen it, is called Spy. Spy is the name of that movie. 65% of you got that one right. Question four. In Greek mythology, the Nereids were what kind of sea creature that often accompanied Poseidon and were friendly and helpful to sailors? Nereids, also known as nymphs. Nymph, your answer there for number four. We've got that Y as the only vowel in that word. Question number five. All around the world, statues crumble for me. What 1997 song from Sugar Ray's album Floored was their first mainstream hit and was dubbed by VH1 as one of the 100 greatest songs of the 90s? Love this song. Good throwback. I just want to fly. Fly. Your correct answer for number 5. 65% of you got that one right. On to question number 6 in this and sometimes why themed round. What is the last name of the actress who has been nominated for Emmy Awards for portraying the characters Sophie Lennon, Sue Sylvester, and Saz Pataki? Apparently, S names suit this actress. Sophie Lennon from The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, Sue Sylvester from Glee, Saz Pataki, Only Murders in the Building. It is Lynch, as in Jane Lynch. Your correct answer for number 6. Question 7. Having been started in 1992, what is the oldest still operating customizable text-based web browser for use on cursor addressable character cell terminals? Current versions support SSL and many HTML features, but not JavaScript. Looking for the name of that customizable text-based web browser. The oldest still operating customizable text-based web browser is Lynx. Your correct answer for number 7. Well done, 53% of you. On to question number 8 in this and sometimes why themed round. What term used by Carl Jung was meant to describe a union of opposites, but in astronomy is used to describe a collinear configuration of 3 celestial bodies? That word meant to describe a union of opposites, also used in astronomy to mean a linear configuration of celestial bodies, is syzygy. Your correct response for number 8. Well done to that 82% of you who got it right. Maybe you're very familiar with the word syzygy, or perhaps you follow me on Instagram and saw that this was my hint of the night. follow me. I'll help you out every single time we bring you a new quiz. That's at Trivia Meredith on Instagram. Our next game, of course, coming up 1 week from today. You can find us right back here on Wednesday, November 13th at 8 o'clock Eastern Time. The website quiz.nyctrivialeague.com. Hope you join us for next week's game. And of course, follow me. I'll help boost your score just a little bit next time that you play. On to our next question in round number 2. We're talking about and sometimes why. Here we go. The penultimate question of the round. Fill in the blank. Tales from the Blank was an HBO horror anthology series hosted by a wisecracking corpse that premiered in 1989. That HBO series is called Tales from the Crypt, is your correct word for number 9. Did you know that in a season 6 episode in 1994 called Let the Punishment Fit the Crime, playing the character of Geraldine Ferret is none other than our theme for season 60? You have just been... Oh, Herod. Yes, it happened. I want to see it. I want to see this episode. Bring it on. Tales from the Crypt. Is it still available on HBO? Deep in the HBO vault? I don't know. I'm going to look into it. Our final question in round number 2. Question 10. Lacrimate is the medical term for what often emotional release? Remember the theme of the round. To lacrimate, aka to cry, is your correct answer for number 10. And you all knew this. It's an emotional day out there. I believe we have our first social of the game. Well done. That does bring us to the end of round number 2. Let's check in with our standings as we head into our third question and answer round of the night. Right now in a tie for 7th place with 18 points, Tenet, Logic, Swearwolves, The Barfiest Nando, Moe's and Mecco, The Oslo Condition, tied in 5th with 19. We Drink and We Know Things, Moose and Squirrel, 2 for the... Oh, nope, you all are tied for the lead. 20 for 20, 2 for the drinks, 2 for the snacks, Ghost of the Mountains, Team 578, and Team 578. Round 3 is in the topic of slow it down. We're going to slow it down here. Good advice, I think. Taking a breath. We're slowing it down. 10 questions in this topic. Round 3, question number 1. In the 2013 animated movie Turbo, the main character, Theo Turbo, is what kind of traditionally slow animal that is obsessed with auto racing? I'll never forget when this movie came out. A friend of mine stepped on one of these accidentally and smashed it, and then we posthumously named it Turbo. Ooh, it's a snail. Snail, voiced by Ryan Reynolds. Turbo the snail. Question 2. The musical direction for an instrumentalist to perform a piece slowly at a tempo of 40 to 60 beats per minute is normally called lento, or what other 5-letter Italian word? Perform that piece slowly at 40 to 60 beats per minute, aka lento or largo. Your answer for number 2. Also, special shout out to the team who, for the turbo question, maybe thought we were still in the previous round and spelled snail with a Y. Sneal. Question 3. Hoyt Wilhelm, Phil Nycro, and Tim Wakefield are some of the most famous pitchers in Major League Baseball that employed what low velocity pitch that has an unpredictable path to the catcher due to its minimal spin? Look, I looked it up. The internet said it's Nycro. I believe you, Helsinki. Necro. Regardless, your answer here is a knuckleball. Knuckleball, your correct response for number 3. Question number 4. Delayed several times since being started in 2010, the unfinished 6th book in A Song of Ice and Fire series by George R.R. Martin is planned to be called The Winds of what? In September 2024, Martin stated that his work on various television projects has partially been to blame for the slow pace of the book's completion. That perhaps upcoming book in the Song of Ice and Fire series. Get to it, George. It's called The Winds of Winter. Winter, the final word there. Question number 5. Premiering in September 2024, Spook Street is the subtitle to the 4th season of what Apple TV Plus series that stars Gary Oldman as the head of a unit of outcast MI5 agents? That Apple TV Plus series has come up, well, another time earlier this season. Incredibly popular show. I've heard nothing but great things. It's called Slow Horses. Your correct answer for number 5. Question 6 in this slow it down round. The slow loris is a primate native to Asia and is the only known primate in the world to have which of the following traits? Does the slow loris have an inability to produce vocal sounds, a detachable and regenerative tail, bioluminescent eyes, or venomous bite? The slow loris. If you don't know what they look like, Google it. They're cute and have kind of wild eyes. Don't get too close to one though, because apparently they have a venomous bite, is your correct answer for question number 6. Question 7. The 2004 song Slow Motion reached number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100 for what New Orleans rapper? His widely praised NPR Tiny Desk concert in 2023 featured his performance of other hits like Set It Off and Back That Ass Up. That Atlanta based, or pardon me, New Orleans based rapper of Slow Motion and Set It Off and Back That Ass Up. It's Juvenile, your correct response for number 7. Well done, 38% of you who got that one right. Question 8. In the UK, a sleeping policeman is a slang term for a safety implement more commonly known as what in the United States? This is a pretty dark answer here, everyone. Funny. Can't believe it's what they call them. A sleeping policeman, aka a speed bump. A speed bump. Wow. Wow, UK slang. Question 9. From the French for under vacuum, what method of slow cooking food involves placing the food in a plastic pouch and cooking it in a water bath at a lower than normal cooking temperature? under vacuum, aka sous vide, is your correct answer for number 9. And our final question in round number 3. Slow it down. Popularized in the 1960s by politician Ian MacLeod, what portmanteau word was used to describe the slow growth of the economy, high unemployment, and raising prices in the US? Pardon me, rising prices in the US in the 1970s. A combination of stagnant and inflation. It's stagflation. That's the portmanteau in question. Well done, 59% of you. That brings us to the end of round number 3. We've got one category left this evening. Checking in with our top teams as we head into that final round. In 9th right now with 26, the Oslo Condition, tied in 6th with 27 points. Swearwolves, Moose and Squirrel, the Barfiest Nando, tied in 3rd with 28. We Drink and We Know Things, Ghost of the Mountains, Team 578, and tied for the lead. No perfect scores, 29 out of a possible 30. 2 for the drinks, 2 for the snacks, and Team 578. It all comes down to this final theme of the night. The picture round is in the category of app icons. In this round, you are going to see 10 images that are the icons that represent apps on a phone or any sort of virtual digital device these days. We are looking for the name of the application that is represented by the icon. On your answer sheet, you'll see all 10 images laid out, so with a number next to them, and underneath those 10 numbered images are 10 numbered blanks. Enter in the name of the company, the app, on the corresponding numbered blank. You'll have 5 minutes to work on this round. At the end of the 5 minutes, we'll find out how you did and then move into our tiebreaker question to close out tonight's game. Good luck, everybody. See you back here in 5 minutes. Name the app. Oh, hi. We're halfway through the round looking for the name of the app based on its icon. 2 minutes and 30 seconds left on the clock. At the end of that 2 minutes and 30 seconds, we'll find out how you all did and dive into that tiebreaker question. All right. Good luck, everyone. If you haven't done so already, now is an excellent time to click that submit answers button. We'll find out how you all did momentarily. Keep an eye out for the countdown timer. I've got some answers for you all from this app icons. Name the app / company behind each icon. Image number one, I'm sure most, if not all of you, have heard their tech team is on strike right now, and they do ask that you not cross their picket line by playing, which is really rough, especially with all that's going on in the world. It's a New York Times Games app. Number two, that is Airbnb. Image number three, that is Google Home. Image number four is Strava. Image number five is Kayak. Number six, we have Resi. Image seven is Reddit. Number eight, that's WhatsApp. Number nine is Zillow. And number 10 is Venmo. Let's see how you all did. The toughest, Strava, 41%, followed by Resi with 50%. And others, you all did quite well on. Well done. Got one more question for you all to close out tonight's quiz. As always, your tiebreaker question is going to have a number as an answer. And your goal as you place your response to the tiebreaker question is to guess as closely as you can to the correct number, meaning you can guess over or under the number. In the event that you're part of a tie here tonight, whoever's closest is going to break that tie. Here's your question. As of the end of 2023, how many total employees worked for Zillow? If your team ends up in the top 15 or so teams here this evening, we will post the results of the tiebreaker over on our Instagram at NYC Trivia League. So keep an eye out to see what ends up happening there. Of course, we will be back 1 week from today with our next game. That is Wednesday, November 13th at 8 o'clock Eastern Time, right here at quiz.nyctrivialeague.com. I hope very much to see you all then. Hope you're doing all right. We got through it. You got together with your people here this evening to play, and I hope that that was a healing moment, a connecting moment. You know, it's good. It's good to be together. I've got an answer for you all. As of 2023, how many employees did Zillow have? They had 6,263 employees. That does bring us to the end of tonight's game. Let's check in with our final standings and head on over to the winner's circle. Congratulations to tonight's top teams, finishing up the quiz in a tie. For 14th place with 32 points, we've got Why Not Zoidberg and Mose and Mecco. In 13th place with 33 points, Pieced It Together. In a tie for 9th with 34 points, Hoop-de-Doo, Let's Get Some Stew, Moose and Squirrel, and Chi-Chi's Forever, as well as the Oslo Condition. In 8th place with 35 points, Tenet Logic. Tied in 6th with 37, Swearwolves and the Barfiest Nando. In a tie for 3rd with 38 points, we have We Drink and We Know Things, Ghost of the Mountains, and Team 578. Tied for the lead tonight, 39 out of a possible 40 points go to both of these teams. 2 for the drinks, 2 for the snacks, and Team 578. Well played. Thank you all again for spending the evening with me. I have been Meredith from NYC Trivia League and Quiz Night America. Appreciate you all. Thank you to Peter for helping to put together tonight's quiz, as well as the rest of our writing team. Thank you to Cullen for making all of this possible. And thank you to Murr and the rest of the Rizzio crew for creating the software that you all played the game on here tonight. See you 1 week from now. Until then, get some rest. Take a nap. Do what your body's asking you to do, folks. We'll see you soon. Take care. I appreciate you all.